mic and it got disconnected. Like I moved it an inch and it got disconnected. But again, I am Dan Tartaglione. Thanks everybody for watching. This is the GEMPC top 4 between Mike Kessling and Timo Dusel. Mike had to get past Joe Olsen, the last 2 world champion, and Timo had to get past Jeffrey Levine to make the top 4. Timo is shooting for his second GEMPC finals. So this is going to be an exciting match. We already know the matchup. It's going to be Old Allies versus ROPS, and then Old Allies versus Shadow Collective. Both players are really versed in their decks. So let's see what happens. So it looks like Timo has presented the game. So let's hop into the GEMP interface, and let's go ahead and watch. My friends behind me, those are my pet rats. Okay, so it looks like the game is set. Timo's going to start with his dark deck. We know is ROPS. Mike, again, is going to be playing Old Allies. Those are my rats, Brad. I've had them for quite a little while, so. Rats are good pets. They're actually really good pets. They do have names. Okay, so again, Timo starting with ROPS. So that's going to put Mike on Old Allies. Now, again, they're the same decks that they played last time in the top 8. Batmouse had the precedence that in the top 8 and the top 4, you have to play the same decks, but then you get to switch for the finals once you make the finals. Okay, Timo drew up his 8-card hand. There's the standard starting effects for both players. Insignificant Rebellion, Imperial Rest Order, and Secret Plans, and Endor Shield for Timo. Mike starting with Walkling, Brave Resistance, and Strike Planning. Okay, there's General Veers coming out for Timo already. Who's favorite? I'm not really sure. If you're talking about this match, I'm not sure. That's not a question for me. Okay, there's Goldenrod Shield as well as the grabber for Mike. Timo grabs Ozzel and Piet. So let's see if... so we've seen ROPS a couple times. ROPS and ISB, they went out and get the Executor docking bag, put Piet there by himself. And then we've seen the light side player come down with a Spy and a character with lightsaber and just blow out the dark side player. We've seen those in a couple matches, but I don't think we're going to see that today with this Old Allies and ROPS match. Okay, Timo is looking for a docking bay. So he's got the Spaceport's docking bay, and he's going to play Imperial Enforcement. There's an aim high shield from Mike. Timo also got out his Battleground system. So it looks like you want the Spaceport's docking bay first, so no Executor. Mike does pull his aim high shield. Yeah, that's one thing. Mike does. Both players, I feel like, know how to play against the other person's deck. And Timo is going to draw some cards. He draws up to 12 and will pass his turn. Sorry, I'm currently trying to take care of some business here. Okay. Selling magic cards is a business. Like, the only two jobs I have right now are selling stuff for my move and streaming in Star Wars. So, except the one I get paid for. Okay. Leia goes back to Mike's shoes pile. He's going to pull out Poe Dameron. So not. Yeah, I'm about to. I'm about to put up my entire Japanese Star Wars CCG set for sale. So if anybody is interested, let me know. It is missing one card though, but that's besides the point. Okay, Calrissian comes down. Both. I'm selling both. So General Calrissian hops onto the Falcon as the pilot. Let's see if Mike is going to put Poe onto the Falcon as well, or if he's going to go with somebody else. Let's see if he. I have English cards I'm going to get rid of too, but. Okay, so Rey hits the table from her hut. That's going to allow Mike to pull any card he wants out of his use pile. Rey moves over. And we'll board the Falcon. Yep, Mike does the standard. Like, it's almost become standard now to see people pull Rey and Calrissian and then move from the outpost to Jakku. So now he is threatening a drain of 2 this turn. However, if Timo flips this turn, he's going to be able to reduce that drain to just a drain of 1. So let's see what Timo wants to do. There's the Executor Docking Bay. It really depends on the matchup. I feel like with this RAL Ops for matchup, you really don't need to because you're reducing the drain, and your drains are only really pings. The only drain that might become a drain of 2 or more is the drain over here. So if if Timo can just take care of everything. Yeah, I don't think you want to go to Rops or to Jakku with Rops until you're flipped. Yeah, I don't think it's worth going to Jakku right now. You said you need to have the shuttle, the Emperor Tarkin, so you can draw multiple destinies there. However, I think the right strategy is doing what Timo is doing, and it looks like he's going to go focus on Ralatier. This way, he can just make it a drain of 1. Up there's the binder coming down. So now Timo looks like he's going to be able, like it doesn't look like he's going to be able to flip, but he's setting up in space, so he's going to pull battle order this turn. I almost said battle plan. Yep, there is the flip for Timo. So now Timo occupies for battle order, and he was able to flip. Now, it is a little bit of a risk because he doesn't have any force saves, so if he's got like a barrier in a hand, it's not going to come into play. And thank you, James. Yeah, it was a fun episode. Kevin is a great interviewee. Yeah, I believe Bill, you should definitely be one to go over to Germany. I hear you would be you would have a ball over there. Okay, we're in Mike's activate phase still. Timo went ahead and grabbed Darth Vader Emperor's Enforcer from his deck with Vane. Mike has grabbed General Leia out of his deck again. This is, I believe, it before he activates. So he's got 3 force. Oh no, he activates 2 to use Walkling. So it looks like he's going to pull. Yeah, he's going to attempt to pull a. He pulls Leia of Alderaan out. Ooh, okay, that's going to be a good card. Mandalorian mishap, and that will allow Mike to get Leia's blaster rifle as well. So Mike is going to set him up pretty nice this turn. Let's see if he decides to go to Jakku, or if he's going to attempt to invade Ralatir this turn. Okay, he's got 13 force to work with. And he's attempting to go get a sight. Looks like all he's got left right now is the Starship Graveyard, the 2-2. Yep, there's Starship Graveyard. Oh yes, I should be giving out a sticker token today. And if you're participating in that, we are gonna give out a token. So make sure you stay tuned in for that. Last week was given out by Kevin, so we'll make sure it's going to be a good one. I believe both players are playing in this match, so we got a long way to go. Hey, as long as I'm able to go play Magic tonight, that's all that matters to me. Okay, Ray's going to take the bottom card of Mike's deck. So, Projection of Skywalker is sitting over here on the Spaceport Street. That reduces Timo's damage there by 1. Okay, Leia going to go down to the Starship Graveyard. Now, Leia of Alderaan V is a really good card in this matchup. Opponent deploying Leia, or a female of ability less than 4. Opponent may not cancel or reduce the force drains at the same battleground. So, right now, Timo would normally be able to reduce those drains by 1. However, with Leia there, she'll make it that Timo can't reduce it, so it's going to be a drain of 2 regardless. Yeah, I play Magic. I play Magic on Friday. I play Modern. Of course, last week I ended up winning my Friday Night Magic, and literally the day after, or like the Monday after I win and celebrate, they ban Loris. So they ban a card in the deck that I win with. So it's like Magic doesn't want me to play Magic. I'm still missing Tarmogoyf's bill. So it's probably going to be red-blue. So Mike ends his turn. He does save 2 force. Timo is about to start his turn. Mike realizes he did not flip. He just realized. So now Timo is going to be able to drain for 2 over here. Mike's saying that his daughter is distracting him, so he needs to get his noise-canceling headphones. So Timo is going to deal some damage to Mike. It looks like he's going to be dealing 4 points of damage this turn. Mike cannot reduce to any of those drains to 1, again, because he is not flipped. But again, thanks to everybody for tuning in today. This game is brought to you by the card Leia of Alderaan. So thank you for watching on this Friday afternoon / morning. Well, actually, no, it's Friday afternoon at this point. Joe Olson is in the chat. I like how Joe volunteered first to stream this game, but then he backed out. Leia's gun and the Leia of Alderaan. So the drain is not -1 there. Well, it is -1, but Leia of Alderaan says that Timo cannot reduce it. Hey, you know what, Joe? You and I should do the finals together. I said I would do it if you couldn't, but hey, it's all good. We got this game. Okay, here we go. Vanny activates another one, and here we go. Drain of 2. Mike is going to lose Escape Pod and Weird Dune from his hand, and a projection of Skywalker from the top of his deck. Who's going to be in the finals? No, it's not either of us. Drain of 1 at the Spaceport's prefix office, and it's a hit. Goes to the lost pile. Admiral Yuo Satora also goes to the lost pile, both from the reserve deck. Losing It's a Hit is important here. Now, Timo could threaten and go down to Jakku and start draining there for 2. And, yep, Vader's Enforcer goes down. There's the barrier from Mike. Timo grabs that barrier. Yeah, once we have an answer from Miguel and Matt Harrison Trainer, once we know when those guys are going to be playing, we'll let you guys know. Colonel David John goes down to the outpost. Vader will cancel Solo's game text. Good question. Honestly, I forgot. Bill would know. Okay, Solo's game text is canceled. Ray will take the only card left in Mike's force pile. Vader is going to stick around at the Starship Graveyard. Colonel David John sitting at the outpost. Oh yes, yeah, he is playing Legend because he beat Justin Branch, who is, I believe, I forget what Justin Branch was playing for Darkside, but yeah, Miguel was playing Legend. Oh yeah, Justin was playing. Yep, thank you, Bill. To take a what? Okay, here we go. Drain of 1 at Jakku. For Mike, what will Timo lose? Timo loses another Imperial Enforcement from his hand. Timo, again, in not bad shape. Do they have a code clearance? Comes down for Timo. Mike's going to put back Poe Dameron into his use pile. He's going to grab Chewie with Bowcaster. What's interesting here is if Chewie comes down, Vader can cancel Chewie's game text. However, Solo would allow Mike to draw an extra Battle Destiny, and that's what he's going to do. Chewie hits the field. Mike up on power, 16-6. Vader is going to cancel Solo's game text. So instead of drawing that extra Destiny, Mike is going to be able to fire with Chewie with Bowcaster. I mean, he's already got Leia's gun. Or Mike already has Leia's gun, so let's see if he's going to fire with the gun as well. Rose Tico comes down, and now Mike is finally flipped. With the secret plans on the field, Mike, once he initiates a battle, is going to have to pay one to retrieve any of the cards he wants to with Leia. Both players have their aim high and their secret plans on the table, so that's good for them. Corellian Corvette comes down to Jakku. Bill in the chat points out that Timo has a Gick and that Mike is hoping that Timo's draw is less than 6. So Timo would need to draw a 2 or less for that to happen. Okay, here we go. We have our first battle of the top 4. Chewie is going to attempt to fire at Vader. Draws a 5. He only needs a 2 to hit now. He draws another 5, so Vader is going to be hit. No tricks or anything yet from Timo, so Vader is shot. His forfeit is reduced down to 0. Timo plays Lone Warrior. That's going to add another battle destiny in this battle. Let's see if Mike has Rebel Leadership. Yep, Mike does have Rebel Leadership, so Timo's only going to draw 1. Mike draws a 4 for his battle destiny. It's going to bring his total up to 20. But there's the close call. Timo is going to send it to the lost pile to subtract 3 from it. Mike grabs the close call. Mike did cancel the close call, so his destiny is still 4. Timo draws a 4 for battle destiny. Mike reduces it down to 2 with his objective. And Mike will have to lose 5 in attrition. Chewie goes to the lost pile. Timo down by 9 in total battle damage. See if he's got the Gick or not. Or if he was simply relying on that Lone Warrior. Vader goes to the lost pile. And Timo has to peel. Timo peels, coarse and rough and irritating. Grand Admiral Thrawn V. Spaceport City. Spaceport City. Kirkano. Sneak Attack V. Expand the Empire. Emperor Palpatine. Tarkin's Bounty and Min. All go to the Lost Pile. Rose moves over in front with Leia and Solo. Timo relying on the Lone Warrior there. Mike takes an early lead in Lost Piles. Life Force count sitting at 20 for Timo, 25 for Mike. Both players do have 8 cards in their hand. As we move on to the control phase. Now, It's a Hit is in Mike's Lost Pile, so if he wants to cancel this drain, he will be able to. Timo plays his useless gesture shield. There's a drain of 2 at the outpost. Will Mike cancel it with It's a Hit? He is going to play solo. Or he's going to use solo's game text. It's a hit. Goes onto useless gesture, and the drain is canceled. Drain of 2 is going to be reduced down to 1 because of the objective. Ray hits the lost pile off the top of the reserve deck. Drain of 1 at the docking bay. 3PO with parts also goes to the lost pile. And drain of 1 at the office. Perimeter scan goes to the lost pile. Timo with 1 card left in his reserve deck. Let's see what he wants to do this turn. As he goes into his deploy phase. He checks out what that 1 card is. Mike gets it verified, so it's not a docking bay. Blizzard 2 comes down. Now we know that he's got Veers. Oh, he's going to attempt to trample Rose Tico. He draws a 3. That is enough. Nothing from Mike, so Rose will go to the lost pile. Mike, with no cards left in his force pile, he cannot put Walkling out of play to retrieve Rose. Blizzard 2 staring down Leia and Solo. The 5th brother goes down to the village. Will Timo leave the Blizzard 2 there, or will he move it over to the village? Looks like he's going to leave it there. Veers hops on to the walker. Now, that is blocking the drain. However, if Mike has Sorry About the Mess and Blaster Proficiency, he can add 3 to the shot and get rid of. He can probably get rid of that walker. That's a good point, Joe. I like how there is 3 OA players in the top 4, and Miguel is playing a map. So the walker is defense value 8. I believe he's going to need to draw a 6. Or no, he's going to need a 5. Mike plays All Wings and Report in Dark Later Spin. So theoretically, he is tracking around something to get the walker. There was no starship in there. Yeah, that's the almighty question. I don't know. I played the Eric Hunter's Walker deck in the OCS like 3 times now. All 3 games, people came down with a tracked 5 and were able to shoot the Walker with the Sorry About the Mess combo. There's a good point. Joe points out in the chat that if you can easily grab the Sorry About the Mess combo with Finn. Mike activates, grabs a card with Ray. Again, he is only doing 1 point of damage right now, and he has no retrieval. Mandalorian Mishap back to his deck. Mike checks out his Destiny, so he's not going to be able to track around that 5 he just played. But he does check his Destiny. Okay, drain of 1 at Jakku. Timo's doing a lot more damage right now to Mike than vice versa. The Death Trooper goes to the lost pile. But you know what? We'll see. We'll see, Bill. I know you're rooting hard for your buddy. Okay, into Mike's deploy phase. He's got 17 force to work with this turn. Timo has 1 card left in his force pile. Lor Santeca goes down to the spaceport docking bay. Mike draws a card off the top of his reserve deck. Lor Santeca has enough ability to draw Destiny, while Piet does not. Saw Gerrera goes down in front of Krennic. Mike still has 4 force to work with this turn. Rose Tico backs up Saw. And Mike will initiate a battle. Leia is going to pay 1 to retrieve 1. He lost sneak attack to in the overflow. Mike does retrieve Rose Tico. Krennic does not have battle destiny. Mike draws BB-8. That little droid is pretty big. Timo will have to lose multiple cards here. Krennic goes to the lost pile. Blizzard 4 and the Gick off the top. Mike initiates another battle with Lor Santeca. This might flip Timo back. Mike retrieves the perimeter scan. Timo, again, with no way of drawing Destiny. He's going to play Masterful Move and Endor Occupation. No Gick in his deck. Draws a 4. Yeah, that's going to flip Timo back. Timo flips back to the 0 side. Now Mike is going to be able to drain for 2 at Jakku. I believe it's going to be 6. Yeah. He can't reduce it. But now Mike is going to be threatening a drain totaling up to 4. Yeah, you can't reduce on Jakku, and you have to control 2 Jakku battlegrounds to reduce. Also, for those who are wondering, Leia of Alderaan. This match is brought to you by Leia of Alderaan. This little card right here. The entire match is brought to you by Leia of Alderaan. Yeah, that's the code. I didn't figure. I didn't realize I had to spell it out for you people. You know, I figured all the Star Wars players were smart. Oh god, never a dull moment. Yeah, Leia Valderine will cancel Veers' game text. And once per battle may cancel the game text and opponent's leader of ability less than 4 here. Veers qualifies. He is a leader. So the Walker would not be immune to attrition less than 4. Or it's a less than 4. Oh, screen shimmy. Mike goes into his move phase. Leia moves over in front of the 5th brother. That's going to block that drain. Solo is by himself currently at the Starship Graveyard. I don't think Mike realized he could have easily got rid of Veers. I don't think about docking and moving like Calrissian over as you threaten. Okay, so Solo is going to shuttle up to the Corellian Corvette. And the Falcon will flip. It lands and flips in front of Colonel David John. Now, this is interesting because Solo has used his game text. So he does add 3 to the Corellian Corvette. But if Timo can come down with, say, the Emperor Shuttle and Tarkin, that could be bad. That could be really bad. But Timo does only have 7 cards in his hand. He's going to play Force Push. He does save 3 in his reserve deck, so... Davad? David John? I call him David. I mean, I know it's not David. Davad. It just sounds so complicated and so pointless. Here we go. Drain of 2. All-Wings combo and Rebel Leadership off the top. Drain of 2 at the Starship Graveyard. They're tracking us, and Beaumont Kin. Timo searches, takes a look at his reserve deck. Into his deploy phase. Let's see if he's got the shuttle, Tarkin, and the Emperor. There's the shuttle. Looks like he does. I know A leadership went off the top, Bill, but yeah, I think you're right. Palpatine hops onto a shuttle. Tarkin comes down as well. Timo goes into his battle phase. And we have a battle at Jakku. Timo drawing 3 Battle Destiny. Finn comes down as a react. Timo draws a 4 for the first Destiny. Again, these can be reduced. Mike will reduce it down to 2. We saw that Timo checked his Destiny, so Mike knows what he's drawing into. Draws a 5. That's going to make it 7. And he draws a 4. That's a total of 11. Mike draws a 4. So the players tie on battle, but it's going to come down to attrition. Solo goes to the lost pile. Finn goes to the lost pile. Now Mike is only going to be doing drains of 1 and 1 over on Ralatier. The fifth brother moves over, joining the Colonel. Vane moves in front of Lord Santeca. And Timo draws the last card in his force pile. Life Force counts are 20 to Mike, 15 for Timo. Timo will be taking drains of 1 and 1 this turn. Mike will be able to retrieve with Rose. Again, the big turning point of this game so far has been Timo taking overflow of 9 in a battle with General Leia, Solo, and Shui with Bowcaster. He played Lone Warrior to get a second Destiny. However, Mike had the Rebel leadership to reduce Timo down to 1 Destiny. Timo, with no Gick, was forced to take 9 in overflow. Mike activates 18, saving himself 2. Ray takes the bottom card of Mike's force pile. Mike will retrieve with Rose. He's going to retrieve that Finn back into his deck. Drain of 1 at the prefix office. There goes Isard to the lost pile off the top of the deck. Drain of 1 at the village. Barrier goes to the lost pile. Gold Leader in Gold 1 hits the table for Mike. Timo will be able to draw 1 Destiny with Tarkin. However, he's not going to be able to draw the rest. So I am going to Endor. If you're going to the Endor Grand Prix, make sure you sign up. It is in less than a month, actually, as today's the February 11th, and the Endor Grand Prix starts on the 9th of April. I mean, it's going to be a great time. Also, make sure you sign up for the PC 30 event, or the PC 20 event. This is the 20th year of the PC. That is going to be April 30th. It's an all-day event. R2 Brave Little Droid hops on to Gold Leader and Gold 1. And get ready for the PC's retro event this year. It's going to be Decipher cards only. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But I will be going to the Indoor Grand Prix and playing in it. I need suggestions on a deck. I have no clue what to play. Okay, Mike initiates a battle. He's going to retrieve Solo. Laura Santeca versus Vanny. Mike draws a 4 with Seeking an Audience. I'm going to try to come to the European Worlds next year. This year's just a little too difficult for me because I'm trying to move. Master will move, draw for Vanny. So Timo will win this fight. He's got no force save, so he's not going to be able to retrieve anybody with Imperial Enforcement. Oh, no. Mike will reduce Timo's destiny to 3, and it's a draw. Light Side Senate. Always unexpected. I'm not Robbie. I don't like Light Side Senate. And I'm not a ROPS player, so don't put me on ROPS. Okay, there's the first fight for Mike. Let's see if he fights with anybody else this turn. Yep, he's going to fight with the Flip Falcon versus the Colonel and the Fifth Brother. He is going to retrieve another one. Laura Santeca is retrieved. Mike draws a 2 for Battle Destiny. Timo draws a 4. It's going to become a 2. So Mike will win this fight as well. The Falcon is immune, and Timo has to lose one of those 2 characters. He's going to lose the Fifth Brother. And it doesn't look like Timo exchanges any cards this game. Mike goes into his move phase. Let's see if he flips the Falcon back and puts it back up into space. Nope, Leia moves over in front of Colonel David John. Lando hops out. The Falcon flips back and will fly up to Jakku. And Mike will draw some cards. Yeah, I think I agree with you guys. I kind of feel like Timo needs to move the binder over. Get some extra power up there. This is the GEMP. This is like the new GUI that a lot of people don't use it. It's better for just streaming. I'll be honest. But yeah, it's really nice for streaming. But playing on, it's kind of wonky. You really gotta get used to it. Drain of 1 for Timo at the system. Again, Timo is doing 3 points of damage this turn with drains. Leia Rebel Princess goes to the lost pile for Mike from his hand. Drain of 2 at the graveyard. There goes Blue 11 off the top of the reserve deck for Mike. And Vice Admiral Holdo. Life Force counts are currently 18 to 13 for Mike, in favor of Mike. Imperial Decree hits the table. Timo goes into his battle phase. Decree would have been useful so many turns ago. The Emperor will land his shuttle at the Starship Graveyard. Now Mike is going to be threatening drains of 4 total. Colonel David John moves over to Ray's hut. And the Walker moves over. Timo draws some cards. Again, Timo's going to be taking 4 points of damage this turn just from drains. Mike will be able to retrieve with Rose this turn. Timo drawing cards and reducing his life force count. Again, this is game 1 between Timo Dusel and Mike Kessling. The winner will advance to the GEMPC finals. That is the virtual decree. Mike activates everything and will retrieve with Rose. It's going to be Old Allies versus Shadow Collective. Yeah, it's one system, and it's 2 systems in one site. Okay, there's a drain of 1 at the prefix office. Death Trooper goes to the lost pile from hand. Vader Shuttle from hand to the drain at the outpost. Drain of 2 and Jakku. Mara and Ship and Commander Desane both go to the lost pile. After draining, Mike goes into his deploy phase. Again, he's got no cards left in his reserve deck, so don't expect a battle this turn. Timo threatening a lot of drains. There's BB-8 joining Rose Tico and Saw Gerrera at Ralatier. Yes, Bill. Matt Harrison Trainer played Miguel in the Outrider Cup with the same decks. Miguel on map and MHT on Old Allies. With BB-8 on the table with Rose, he's going to be able to start pinging from 1, upping his damage up to, total up to 5. Mike goes into his battle phase. Again, no battles will happen this turn, so let's see what he wants to do. Expecting to see 1 or 2 of those characters move over on Jakku. Calrissian shells up to the Corellian Corvette. The Corvette docks. Calrissian hops over onto the Falcon. Expect the Falcon to land at Jakku again. The Falcon hits the table at the Starship Graveyard, blocking that drain of 2. Leia has a lot of choices, and she'll move in front of Colonel David John. Again, blocking that drain of 2. Timo only going to be doing 3 points of damage this turn. Corvette moves over, blocking the drain at the battleground system that I cannot pronounce. Gold Leader and Gold 1 over as well. This is interesting. Timo checks out his destiny. Now, Timo would get a battle destiny up there, but R2-D2 can go to the lost or to the use pile to cancel it. Now, Timo has a Imperial Command in his hand. It would allow to draw a second battle destiny there. Timo activates everything but 1 in the reserve deck. Again, he's going to be doing 2 points of damage with a drain at the village. No, he is asking if he can do 1 more less, so 1 less. So looks like he does have something to work with this turn. And Mike will allow the revert. I do. There's a reason I just refer to it as the battleground system. We all know I can't. Iriadu. Okay, Iriadu. I like that. Iriadu. I'll refer to it as Iriadu, according to Bill Kafer. If anybody's got a problem with that, see Bill Kafer, Taco Bell. Okay, there's the drain of 2 at the village. Mike again has to lose 2, but he's got 16 cards in his life force, 6 cards in hand. That's more than enough to lose to a piddly drain of 2. Mike, 22 cards to play with. Timo, down to his last 11. Hojix goes to the lost pile from Mike's hand. Rose Tico as well. Into Timo's deploy phase. Blizzard Scout Walker comes down in front of Saw, Rose, and BB-8. Trample on Rose. But Mike has the perimeter scan to cancel it. Mike running on all cylinders at this point. Timo recollecting himself after that insane perimeter scan from Mike to cancel that trample. Timo at a loss right now. He goes into his battle phase. Question is, what is that one card in Timo's hand? As he moves past his battle phase and goes into his move phase, the binder runs away to Ralatier. Dusel shuttles down. Tarkin hops off the walker. Timo with only one card left. He's going to move Tarkin. That is going to have Colonel David John stuck at Ray's encampment. Dusel does hop onto the walker. Timo does not occupy for battle order. Mike places Walkling out of play, allowing him to retrieve another card. He's going to retrieve that perimeter scan into his reserve or into his use pile. Timo, 8 cards left in his life force with 1 in hand. Mike sitting at 16. Mike will be doing 2 points of damage to Timo with the drain at Iridu. Yeah, Timo relying on Lone Warrior in 2 games was really costly. I think it's because Timo's not used to playing on his neighbor's laptop. Mike activating 10, saving 2 cards left in his reserve deck. Drain of 2. Timo, 1 card in his hand. He's going to lose Moff Gideon and Imperial Command off the top of his reserve deck. BB-8 causes another pig. Then goes the Emperor's Shuttle. Rose retrieves 1 from Mike. Getting back Rose Tico. Mike upping his life force counts to 17. Mike progresses into his battle phase. Leia fighting Colonel David John. Colonel's cancel. His game text is canceled. He does not get a battle destiny as he has to be an exterior site. Imperial Decree is on the table, so he would be able to get a destiny with that. However, Mike's going to attempt to shoot with Leia's gun. Draws a 4 that's going to hit the Colonel. Colonel goes to the lost pile. A little bit of back and forth in the chat right now. Mike moves into his move phase. Leia moves out of the encampment. Again, Timo is threatening a drain of 2 at the village. However, he's going to have to pay 3 to do it. The Falcon flips. And we'll move back up to Jakku. Yeah, Leia did not retrieve because she has to be out of battleground. Good point out there, Joe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that lone warrior play was the issue. Like, I don't know why you would. You got to put Mike on having at least one leadership. Okay, Timo will activate 5. I mean, Timo was flipped at the moment. Okay, drain of 2 at the village. Again, he has to pay for these drains. So, there goes Leia's resistance transport from Mike's hand. Assuming he's only going to lose another card from his hand. Yep, there goes a Jedi invitation from his hand. Timo cannot drain anymore. Mike has all of space covered at this point. Emperor hops onto his shuttle. Tarkin joins as well as the pilot, allowing him to take off and block that drain up at Jakku. However, Mike is threatening drains. Oh no, Timo is going to move the binder over to Aruda. The shuttle moves up as well. I think it's going to be more than 17. Yeah. Mike had their tracking us to cancel the close call. Timo didn't close call either of the Destiny because they were 5. They were 2-5. So yeah, thank you, Bill. I mean, Mike's going to retrieve a lot here. There goes a drain of 1 at the outpost. Rose is going to retrieve 1. I don't think Timo runs limited resources. But, I mean, Mike at this point is firing on all cylinders. There's another ping damage from BB-8. Timo is going to go down to 4 in his life force. Mike sitting at 17 right now. Again, he's going to be retrieving a little bit more with Leia. Mike checking out his Destiny. Lor Santeca hops onto the Corellian Corvette as a passenger. Yeah, Mike's going to retrieve a little bit this turn. He's going to retrieve with Rey, with Lor Santeca, and possibly with Rose. Mike initiates over with the Corvette and Gold Leader and Gold 1. Timo has no destiny, no car. He is going to be able to get a destiny with Imperial Decree V. Mike retrieves with Layers Resistance Transport. Mike not getting a destiny. Timo just takes it. And will lose. And Mike will win game 1. Mike wins by 18 with game 1. We will have a short break between games. But Timo has game 2 already up. So again, Mike Kessling takes game 1 by 18, 14 in his loss pile, 38 in Timo's loss pile. Again, this game is brought to you by our code of the day, Leia of Alderaan. If you're involved in the sticker program, go ahead and submit that. As we wait on the second game between Timo and Mike, check out some of the other games going on right now. No Reply versus Stubbly, Tunneling CPV versus CCT, two very popular decks. Let's go ahead and check up on the OCS right now. As you can see, we have a lot of leagues going on right now. Timo sitting in first place for the OCS at 28 points. Do not check out mine, please. Connor Britton sitting at second, and Gavin sitting in third. Connor, again, has two more games left, so he might be able to pass up Timo. Whereas Jared and Brad Reinhold are also sitting at 12 games played. Behind them is Justin Desai and Drew Lichtenstein. Drew sitting pretty good right now. Joe Olson also behind at 18. And apparently I'm in the top 10 because I played all 12 games. However, I'm played really rough this this month. It was a bad month. It was a really bad month. But see who wins, who takes down the OCS and gets into the top 16 to join Justin Desai and Bill Kafer in our top 16. Again, if you are going to the Indoor Grand Prix, you will be joining, I think we're at, last check, 30 players. Got some big names going. Chris Worfs, again, hosting the event. Phil Asen, one of our world champions, our former world champion. Joe Olson, our current two-time world champion. Cohen's coming over from Europe. Batmouse is going to be joining. He's finally getting out to some tournaments. Brian Fred, Connor Britton, they played and made some top 8s at the Indoor Grand Prix. Mike Kessling, again, playing right now. Maybe he'll get to the GEMPC finals here. Mike Turner, Jeff Levine, Justin Miyashiro, Hayes Hunter, the most recent Indoor Grand Prix winner. Matt Wadden's coming up. He's made a couple of top 8s before. Brad Reinhold and Sam Tashima also. So a lot of big players. Again, you make sure you register if you're going. It's going to look like a fun event. A lot of stuff. Pre-registration foil is going to be the Endor Anakin's Funeral Pyre. And you get a PC deck box for pre-registration. Pins, drink coasters for participating, And then the team event, you get the Vengeance V or Daughter of Skywalker V if you play Light Side or Dark Side. And then based on performances, again, the top 8 get Obi-Wan's Hut V and Coruscant the Works, while the winner gets the Jedi Temple Meditation Room and some cash. But yeah, it's going to be looking like a very fun event. Again, the winner of this will be playing, so if Mike wins this one, he'll be playing the winner of Matt Harrison Trainer versus Miguel Terran. Both players in the Outrider Cup, where Miguel and Timo joined their team to take down Team America this year. So America's, it's tied right now in the Outrider Cup standings, 1-1. America won the first one, European won the most recent one. And then let's see what else is going on with Star Wars CCG World. If you are participating in the sticker book, make sure you go over to Facebook and vote. Right now, there's some good. Right now, we have in the that bracket challenge. Just checking on that really quick. We're in the round of 32 with Vader, Sabine Wren, Mara Jade for the Republic, and Luke Skywalker, The Last Jedi, all advancing to the round of 16. Evil is Everywhere and Mon Calamari are currently being voted on and will end today. With Rey with lightsaber facing down the Falcon Junkyard Garbage. Voting for that one will end on tomorrow. And then today, Ahsoka Tano and Starkiller Base will be out there. So make sure you go ahead and vote on Facebook. And it looks like we have our match ready. Okay, again, this is Shadow Collective versus Old Allies. And we have a small bug, it looks like. So let me bounce out of this one really quick. Let me see if I can refresh it. Sorry about this. Again, had that little bit of a bug where Jakku and the Falcon don't show up. And it looks like they're not showing up right now. So let's go ahead and bounce on over to the original GUI. I know it doesn't look as nice, but I want to make sure everybody can tell what the cards are. Okay, that's why Timo has the AIs. Who's our GEMP team to fix that? Where's Siri when you need him? Again, Shadow Collective versus Old Allies. Mike, again, starting inconsequential barrier or inconsequential losses. Mind tricks don't work on me. You'll be dead. Timo with strike planning, walkling, a brave resistance. Mike already has Maul on the table. Timo grabs General Leia. And Maul moves over to the First Light's Dryden study. Timo flashing over, showing off his AIs in this match. But again, down by 18. I don't think AIs are going to matter. Timo activates 8. Imperial Detention hits the field for Mike. It's going to make it so if Timo wants to use Leia's Resistance Transport to get out a female character, it's going to cost him 2 force. Okay, I mean, if you guys say so. I mean, when I come out to Endor, just remember that. If I got a completely foiled deck with all AIs, just remember that. Ray's Encampment comes down. Timo puts back Larma Desai. Larma. I almost want to say Darcy. He takes Solo into his hand. General Calrissian gets onto the Falcon. Ray comes down via her hut, allowing Timo to pull a card from his use pile. Again, it's pretty standard first turn for Timo. Ray moves over. Hops onto the Falcon. And takes off to Jakku. I like how we made a homage to J.J. Abrams on the Jakku AI. That's kind of cool. Timo draws and passes his turn. He's got 12 cards in his hand. Mike activates 11. It's not causing any points of damage yet. However, again, Shadow Collective pretty favored in this matchup, and Mike is up by 18. Mike puts a Crimson Dawn Blaster onto Maul. Goes into his battle phase. And moves Maul from the study over to the outpost. Again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in today, watching our GEMPC Top 4 matchup between Timo Dusel and Mike Kessling. Mike pulls battle order to make Timo pay you the drain for 2 up at Jakku. This plays secret plans as well. Again, if you're participating in the sticker book, promotion, today's game is brought to you by Leia of Alderaan. Yes, that is the token. We've had a lot of people respond so far, so again, participating in the sticker book program is the only way that anyone can get the new foils that Kevin Yop is creating. As soon as I find one, I'll show them off. I've got too many cards on my desk right now. Ah, there they are. Okay, again, if you want to get one of these exciting new foils, the only way to get them is via the sticker program. You would get a collection of stickers. You can make a sticker book if you want. You can put them on your deck box. Those are kind of cool. They are a lot smaller than your regular cards. They are stickers, so they just peel off the back and put them on anything you want. Like if you want, like I said, if you want to put them on the sticker book, we have the book itself is available via download from Kevin. Thank you. And then accompanying those are 2 foils. Again, and the packs, these foils are really nice. And again, this is the only way to get these. And they look really cool. I'll show off the Vader. You know what? Would people like to have stickers of the Holo Theater cards? Those cards are the player cards, essentially. Well, the one way to get the Holo Theater cards is to come on as a guest. So I'm actually going to be trying to get some more people. Is there a gallery of the Holo Theater images? You know what? If you guys want to see them, yeah, I'll post it. I'll post it right after the show, and if people want to start getting stickers of those, I'll ask that question as well. And because I got sticker paper, we can put them on sticker paper, and then we'll get those created too. Timo going for broke here. Initiates a battle against Maul, Din Djarin, Admiral Satora, and Leia. He is flipped. Maul will attempt to shoot Satora. Draws a 5 for Destiny. Satora's hit. Flipping Mike. Mike recirculates. And will add a Battle Destiny himself with a Lawless Time. Timo with 7 cards in his hand. Does he have the Rebel leadership? Timo will take a Corellian Corvette from his hand with Radis. Mike adds a Battle Destiny to a Destiny to power with his objective. Oh. Timo does have the leadership and will prevent Mike from drawing an extra Destiny. Mike grabs the leadership there. Again, Timo is getting 2 Battle Destiny here. Mike draws a 2 to add to his power, bringing his total up to 6. Timo draws a 5 for the first Destiny. Maul will subtract 1 from that, making it a 4. Timo draws a 2. Maul is not immune to attrition. Mike draws a 1 for Battle Destiny. Timo will subtract 2 by making it a 0. He has 1, but it's still a 0. Satora goes to the lost pile for Timo. Mike sends the blaster to the use pile. However, Maul still has to go to the lost pile. Mike does have a 12-card hand. Maybe he's got something. Derek, I think you're on the list that Jared's going to be sending out soon. Din Djarin could have retrieved there, but Timo does not allow it. Timo will move Radis over. Maul goes to the lost pile. And Timo plays aim high. I was just going to say, Mike's got to have an escape here or something. I mean, Maul can only go down to his hut or the study. Yeah, if you have no escape, get Maul back, throw him down to the study, and then move him somewhere. Yep, there's the no escape from Mike after he activates, so he's going to get Maul back. Still not about a sequence of events for Timo, though. Yep, Maul goes down to Dryden's study. Dryden comes down to the outpost. Facing down Din Djarin, Leia, and Radis. Din, being that he's an alien, will allow Din to get an extra battle destiny here. Dryden has the gun. And Dr. E and Ponda Baba hit the table. Dr. E, grab a gun from Mike's reserve deck. This could be very bad for Timo. And Forlom hits the table. It gets even worse for Mr. Dusel. Forlom will allow Mike to cancel Din Djarin's game text, making it so that Timo will not get a second battle destiny. And with 2 guns, Mike can easily shoot Radis off the table and possibly either Leia or Din, probably Leia. However, Timo is getting a -2 from his objective. Mike still has 4 cards left in his force pile. Honda Anaka comes down for 2. We need an AI of him. We really do. Well, I will say this. My early high school goal in life was to become a sports announcer. So if I could literally take some of these videos and put them up for like a video of highlights for me, that'd be great. Mike initiates, fires Forlom's gun at Din. Jin's game text canceled. No second battle destiny for Timo. Timo trying to figure out what he wants to do here. Ponda Baba attempt to shoot the Admiral Radis. Draws a 7. Oh, that would have been great to shoot with anybody else. But however, Radis will go to the lost pile. Mike flips his objective. With the flip, it will also give him a destiny to power. Radis goes to the lost pile via Dr. E. Mike adds another battle destiny with longless time. Dryden attempts to shoot Leia. Draws another 7. That's going to get rid of Leia. And Timo will scoop as he does not have the Hojix. Mike Kessling will advance to the GEMPC final. Congratulations, Mike. Really well played, sir. We have the GG, we have the good luck in the finals, and that is all she wrote. Mike Kessling advances to the GEMPC finals. Timo Dusel, I mean, you played really well, sir. You advanced to a top 4 for the second time in back-to-back years. Nothing against that, sir. But unfortunately, Mike Kessling is today's victor and will advance to the GEMPC finals, where he awaits the victor of Matt Harrison Trainer versus Miguel Terran. Again, checking our bracket. Really quick, checking our GEMPC bracket. Bring this down. With Mike Kessling advances, he will await the winner of Matt Harrison Trainer and Miguel. Will it be our only #1 seed left, Matt Harrison Trainer, or will it be Miguel Terran, the man with a map and a plan? We will wait to find out. As soon as we have the game schedule, we'll let you guys know. Mike Kessling, again, advances to the 6th annual GEMPC Finals. Again, thank you all for watching today. It has been a pleasure to stream this game. As always, I'm Dan Tartaglione. Join us on Wednesday for Hollow Theater. I'm hoping to get Tom Haight on. So, Tom, if you're watching, please respond to me. Outside of that, next month, I know that right now we're waiting on some things, but I know next month is around the corner, but we're going to be talking a lot about the last 20 years for the PC. So Holiday is going to be really big starting next month, but make sure you sign up for the Indoor Grand Prix if you can go. Make sure you sign up for the Retro event. It's going to be really fun. It's all Decipher cards. Make sure you sign up for the PC 20 event on April 30th. That's going to be a blast. But again, until Wednesday, thank you all for watching, and have a good weekend. And as always, may the force be with you. Thanks for again. Take care, everybody.